What's up everyone, Vitaly here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a really cool strategy that you can use to potentially get a lot of traffic back to your website from Pinterest. And this strategy involves using the Pinterest Trends page to find popular keywords that are listed underneath where it says growing trends your audience loves. I'm going to show you how to do all of this and how to actually start taking action to get traffic back to your website by utilizing this area. And I actually have some results to share with you that are based off this, so this strategy works, and I'm going to be covering all of the details of that in this video. Now, before I do all of that, let me just quickly say that if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Vitaly, and I'm someone that makes money online for a living. I cover the subject of traffic generation, affiliate marketing, Pinterest, all that sort of stuff. You're welcome to like, share, and subscribe to see more of my content. I hear some of my stats in this business, and a bunch of these income reports actually come from the traffic I get from Pinterest as well as other places. But if you are someone that's new or struggling and you need help with all of this stuff, I recommend that you check out a link that I'll leave below this video in the description, which will take you to a complete case study of how it is that I run my online business, how I get these stats as well as others. So you can actually start following in my footsteps. I provide you with an action plan as well as an earn as you learn model that you can take advantage of while you're learning to do this stuff and build your online business. So check that out. It's free. It's very beginner friendly, but getting back to the main point. So there are different ways to get traffic back to your website from Pinterest, and this specific strategy involves using Pinterest Trends. And Pinterest Trends is basically a page on Pinterest that collects data on popular searches, topics that are growing in Pinterest, so we as marketers can leverage that. And so when I go into Pinterest Trends, and in case you don't know how to find it, you just go in the top left when you're in Pinterest, you click on this button, and where it says Analyze Performance, it's down here where it says Pinterest Trends. That'll take you to this page. Now, the first thing that I want you to notice when you land on this page is where it says Growing Trends Your Audience Loves. And this is the first step of the strategy, because these results that are being displayed is Pinterest telling me that these are popular keywords like Arkansas travel, Big Sur, California, Colorado Springs, and so on and so forth, which are growing in popularity. And you can actually see where it says 399.3 times more searches now than in the last 90 days, I believe is the range here. But this is telling me that these are subjects that are, rather keywords that are popular and worth leveraging. Now, how do you start leveraging that? Well, this is where we get into step 2 of the process. So let's suppose that out of this list that I have over here, Big Sur, California is the one that I find to be the most interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this keyword and I'm going to create an article on my website that targets that keyword. And in fact, here it is, Big Sur, California. And I will also target it throughout my page over here as well. Now, in this page on my site, I will also have at least 10 images of the area, because this is a travel site that I have, and Pinterest pins is also image pins. So have at least 10 images on your page over here, because these are going to be pins that you create to link back to your website eventually. Now, moving forward, the next step after you create the content on your website that targets the keyword Big Sur, California in this case, you're going to want to create a board on that subject which also targets the exact same keyword, and I have that over here. It's called Big Sur, California. Then the next step after that is you're going to want to create at least 20 pins for that board. 10 of them are just going to be image pins that you can see over here. These are all image pins which I actually have on this page, which I just created pins on over here, and 10 of them will be Toby pins, which are text over background images. And so with Toby pins, what I do is I take these same exact images, but I just place them into these mosaic type pins which actually have text in them, which are the ones that get more clicks back to my website. So 20 pins in the board, and each pin is going to target the keyword Big Sur, California, like you can see over here. Here's another example of that is already getting traffic. It's called Big Sur, California. It's targeting the exact same keyword that's listed over here. So notice the alignment across the board. We have the popular keyword in Pinterest Trends. We have an article that targets the keyword Big Sur, California as well. We have pins that all target the keyword Big Sur, California. There's a lot of alignment going on over there, and this is really important for Pinterest SEO. And so the next step is, after you publish these pins, you have to to give it time. Sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes a few months, but there are a lot of keywords that are evergreen. And so once you start doing these things and you give it time, these pins will start to get impressions and clicks. Now, not all of them are going to be successful. In my experience, it's the minority of pins that you create, but you don't really need a lot to start getting results. Like this one I made a couple of months ago, and it's going to load up in just a moment. Sometimes this happens. Okay, here it is. Let's see, in the last 30 days, 817 impressions, 18 saves, pin clicks, and if I click on see more stats, 56 people came to my website to this exact post from this one pin over here. So rinse and repeat. So what I mean by that is I'm going to make more pins and based off this strategy to target the exact same keyword. And so that's exactly what I'm doing. Let me give you another example of how I've been utilizing this strategy. So when I went to Pinterest trends before, I actually saw that another keyword that was popular was this one called Red River Gorge, Kentucky. And so same strategy. I find the keyword in Pinterest trends, in this case Red River Gorge, Kentucky. I create a post called Red River Gorge, Kentucky. I create a board, a post on my website. I create a board called Red River Gorge, Kentucky, and then I create pins that target the keyword Red River Gorge, Kentucky. And here's actually one of my most successful pins over here. 2,000 plus impressions in the last 30 days, 60 saves. If I click on view more, 73. And this isn't the only pin that's popular. I actually have a bunch more. This one is super popular. So is this one. Actually, this one is more popular. Let's see how many visitors it got me. 62 visitors. So I would say that this board, by following this strategy, helped me get, I'd say, hundreds of visitors over the past 30 days to my website. Just this board alone by following this strategy. So that's how it works. Now, optional add-ons that you can use here are tools like PinClicks. So PinClicks is a keyword research tool that I personally use on a daily basis to help me find more data on Pinterest keywords. So for example, if I go into Pinterest trends and I see Big Sur, California is popular, it doesn't actually tell me how many people looked up this keyword. It tells me that it's 310 times, 0.6 times more popular than before, but I don't know what the before number was. But if I go to PinClicks and I type in Big Sur, California, it will tell me how popular it is. So 13,975, which is a huge number. So that's more motivation for me. And PinClicks is a tool you can actually try for 5 days. I'll also leave a link below this video to it, but it has way more than just keyword research. I think this is a major asset if you're serious about Pinterest, and I highly recommend checking it out. I will also include a review to PinClicks so you get more context as to why this is such a useful tool. But that's how it works. This is one of the ways that I utilize Pinterest trends to find popular keywords, rinse and repeat. In fact, this one right here, Colorado Springs, I actually made an article on that just today before I made this video, and I'm going to be publishing pins and following the exact same strategy. So I'll list out the steps below in the description of this video to finish up, and I'll also leave resource links below, including to that free case study guide that helps you follow in my footsteps. It's an action plan with an earn as you learn model on top of that, very beginner friendly and free to check out. Then the second one is going to be the PinClicks research tool that I shared with you earlier that I use to research keywords, and then a review of PinClicks for further emphasis, for further research that you can use to help you with your Pinterest success. So thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful, and if you have any questions, let me know. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.